All right, what's up, everyone? This is Dominic. Now check it. What do I mean by the secrets behind Autotune? Well, to some of you, this is going to be a secret, and to some of you, you're going to be like, well, I already knew that, because some of you already know how it's done. All right, so you're trying to get that affected Autotune sound. Well, a lot of you are going about doing it all wrong. You got your instrumental, you're laying down your vocals, then you go throw on the Autotune effect, and it just does not sound good at all. Well, it's all about your process and the way in which you're doing it. You need to be recording your vocals with Autotune live input monitoring. What does that mean? Well, when you are singing into your microphone, rapping into your microphone, whatever you might be doing, you need to be able to hear inside your headphones your vocals with Autotune already affected so that you can work the Autotune. Now, one of the most important things about using Autotune for this purpose is you need to set it to the key of the instrumental. If the key of the instrumental is B major, whoever made the beat decided to make the key of the instrumental in B major, and you throw Autotune and you have it in C major, your vocals are going to be off key. They're not going to be corrected properly. And also, since you're doing it in real time, when you're singing into your microphone, it's going to sound off. All right, so let's handle the first thing, the first important thing, which is finding the key of the instrumental so that you can set Autotune to correct your vocals to that key. Now, I know a lot of you are advanced, and you can listen to a song, and then you will know the key of the instrumental. I'm happy for you. But some of these people out here cannot do that. So they need a tool that can help them find the key of the instrumental. A good tool would be Mixmeister Studio. All right. Now, there are other programs that can do this. They can find the key and the beats per minute, but I'm using Mixmeister Studio in this example. All I do is I drag and drop from the folder the instrumental into the program window here. It's going to scan it. There it is right there. Okay. It says it's 92 beats per minute. There's the key, and then we got a key code over here. We got 92 beats per minute. It's detected as being G minor. We have a key code, 6A. All right, so what does that mean? Well, let's go see. Use the handy-dandy help function that every program has. Here it is. What the key code does is it lets you know the enharmonic equivalent in case if you don't already know it. Some of you may already know it. So you dragged it in here, you got your key G minor. First thing you do, write down G minor on a piece of paper. Right in the center of the paper, right? Somewhere. Right above G minor, 6/8, you're going to write A sharp major. What that means is, if G minor doesn't sound that good when we're doing the Autotune stuff, we're going to try, the next one we're going to try, the next key is A sharp major. So that when we're doing our Autotune stuff, we're like doing our vocals, and G minor just doesn't sound that great. To the right of G minor on your piece of paper, write D minor. And to the left, write C minor. These are our other two options. I'm not going to get into why that is. Just know those are my other two options. Okay, so we had Mixmeister tell us the key of the instrumental. Now, Mixmeister or any program isn't always going to be 100% correct, but it just gives us an idea of the range of keys that we can deal with. And you might get lucky and it might be one of those keys. And I'm going to show you another method. You're going to see me do it here. That if that key is not correct, how you can find the correct key. But you're going to have to use your ear. When you're listening to something, you'll be able to tell if your vocal, I hope you can tell. If you can't, then I don't know, you got some issues. But you should be able to tell if your vocals are off key when you're doing whatever you're doing with the instrumental. Now, this is how I do all my hooks and all my lead vocal tracks if they're going to have Autotune. This isn't the exact session setup that I would use to do the real recording. However, this is an example of what I would use to do the rough draft. I have an instrumental. I have no idea for the song. I need to come up with an idea. I listen to the instrumental and it gives me some feelings, and then whatever I feel, I'll do some freestyling on the microphone with some Autotune on to see what vocals, the type of vocal tonality I want to use, what sounds good, what kind of lyrics, how I want to do the flow, and that's where the Autotune comes in. what Autotune is going to allow you to do, once you find the key for Autotune that fits the instrumental, it's going to allow you to come up with some good melodies. And anything that you sing will be in key, but it's up to you to come up with the melody of the vocal. You know, you got to mix the word and the melody. It's all, you know, kind of complicated, but a lot of you can do it, I'm sure. How are you going to do the flow? How is the flow going to go? What are you going to say? What are the pitches of each word going to be? How are you going to say it? You know what I'm saying? I hope you're following me here. Well, Autotune in real time is going to allow you to see what works and what doesn't. And as I've said, this would be called a rough draft. So if I'm coming up with a hook, I don't need to lay the real hook. I'll use my cheap microphone that I'm using right now, this dynamic microphone. I won't use my studio microphone. And I'll set up a session like this here. I'll show you what I got going on. And I'll name it hook. Well, whatever the song is going to be named. Song name, hook, rough draft is the name of, and I save it in its own little folder. And I actually do some recording, all right? But in the beginning, initially, before I do any recording, I come up with the ideas, and I listen, and I sing along with the instrumental or whatever, I'm rap or whatever with the instrumental, and I come up with a different melody, and I don't actually do any recording just yet. Once I find something that I like that sounds dope or cool, whatever you want to call it, that's when I actually do the recording. Because I'm like, you know what, that sounds tight. I'm going to go ahead and lay that down, and I will record it into this track here. And then once I stop and I pause, and then I'll come down to the next track, and I'll be like, what sounds good after that? What would sound good? What rhymes with? How can I do the next part? All right, let's see what I got going on here. Now, if you use Cubase, you're in luck because that's what I'm using today. However, if you don't feel bad because I do have the free real-time Autotune tutorial, video tutorial. If you go to my MySpace homepage, the link's going to be in the beginning of this video and at the end and up in the info section. If you go to my MySpace homepage, under the influence section to the left, under where you list your influences of who influences you with your music, you're going to see the link to my free real-time Autotune tutorial. It comes in zip format. All you do is right-click and click Extract to or whatever, however your computer works, and view the tutorial. It's going to show you how to do it and a couple of other different programs. However, if I don't show how to do it in your program, don't feel bad. All you got to do is look in your manual somewhere. It's called Live Input Monitoring, monitoring with vocals, monitoring with effects, something to that effect, all right? Something to do with monitoring your vocals live. It's in your manual. If you take the time to actually read it, like I do and a lot of other people do, you're going to find the answer. So this is an actual session, how I would do it, all right? I'm not cutting any corners. This is how I would actually do it. This would be a rough draft. This would not be the actual, as I've already said. If you want to know how I lay out my verses and the whole arrangements for that, and how I lay out the hooks and the arrangements, like all the different tracks and different vocal elements like center, left, right, ad-libs, and all that kind of stuff, I do have a video tutorial DVD. It's 28 hours, and it goes over all how to mix, master, how to actually, you get to watch me lay verses, lay a hook, how to do all the mixing. It's about 28 hours, so it's a long DVD. It's got a lot of videos, a lot of information. It's only $45. Check it out. So I'm not going to get into that here. But what I will show you is an actual rough draft session of how I would do it. Now, I'm actually kind of cheating because I already did this song before, and I already know the lyrics, and I already know the melody. But I might do some freestyle on here, and I'll show you that, you can come up with something different.